Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is trading on Thursday, February the 15th, 2018. Jumping right to the thick of things. Tomorrow is Friday, Take Back Friday. Will there be profit taking or will there be something else? We shall see. As you already know, the SVXY and the XIV took a beating last week. The XIV is no longer with us. It has died. And the SVXY is left. It's not alone. There are other tickers that are useful as well, but SVXY is the most widely held now. I explained to you guys in an easy way the way these complex uh, equities work, if you will, and these instruments. Um, the SVXY, the volatility shares, is different than the XIV because the XIV dealt with, cash, swapping instruments and other things and whatever secret formulas and things they were doing over there. But the SVXY is pretty, straight and simple. It goes into the futures market. It trades the VIX futures. So you get in that futures exposure by trading this. It's easy to understand because basically it's very simple. And in a bull market, as far as equities are concerned, the SVXY is going to rally with that bull market. All right. When the stock market is in a correction or a bear market, the UVXY is going to be the one that you buy. It's bullish. The UVXY is what you use to short the stocks instead of just, shorting stocks outright. You get long UVXY, you have short exposure that way. But it's not direct like, trading the spiders and whatnot. This is different in that you're trading the volatility, and dealing with the VIX, which in my opinion is pretty much broken. But anyway, moving on. What do the markets need to do tomorrow, excuse me, in order to turn the tide? Let's take a look at that and see. First of all, looking at the weekly chart, from a weekly chart perspective, it's not there. It's not going to happen. All right, it'd be a miracle for the SVXY to close above $72.64. All right, that's probably not going to happen, barring some miracle. So it's going to remain bearish going into next week, but it has a little green shoot here. So it's trying to correct and do a little something that way. I do believe that the market will probably, on the daily chart, pick up a little bit more and close above the blue momentum line, which is at $15.63. It is possible it can definitely do that. All right, so if it does it, then we know we have more retracement to the upside coming for next week. We'll have to wait and watch and see what happens with the SVXY. All right, taking a look now at Hack. Hack is back, folks. Hack is back. Hack is still well above $30 a share, and it is on fire like I told you it was going to be, trying to get to that 35 handle. All right. Right now, everything is intact for this one here to close bullish for next week. Market does have a gap that it needs to contend with, though. Don't know if they'll try to close it tomorrow on some profit taking, but all things being equal, this one looks like it really is ready to run, folks, which is not a good thing on the global scale because that means you can expect more cyber threats to come, whether that be hacking exchanges. I don't know. I think that the Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security are probably going to take the day off tomorrow. They're not going to attack any of the crypto exchanges and bring them down and hack them and steal coinage. I think they're going to let it ride tomorrow. So you should be all right with that. Moving along. Let's see. GDXJ. All right, it's trying to do a little something. As long as the market closes above $32.78 tomorrow, it's doing something good. We need a strong close here. This market needs to close above $33.81, really. And I'm going to just say $34. A $34 close, could be very powerful for the GDXJ and get it out of the Kumo cloud and on its way back up to $40 a share. So right now, it's not out of the woods yet. It's still very bearish. Everything's still underneath the Kumo cloud. Need to get both price and trend lines above the Kumo cloud. And right now, it doesn't look like that's going to really happen until we get out until April, May. So this one, coming off of the lows here, nice little rally. I think these lows here are showing some support. All right, building a nice strong base for support for the market to turn. But it's going to take time, folks. GDXJ is a slow mover. All right, so moving down the list here, what else y'all want to look at? Let's take a look at NVIDIA. Haven't looked at that one in a while. NVIDIA is strong as can be, and it's gunning for that 249.27 high. And I think it might be able to take it out tomorrow. Even still, if it closes above 228.95 tomorrow, that door is swung wide open for new highs into next week. Chipotle has been in the news a lot. Let's see where the Chipotle is. All right, it's gunning toward that momentum line. All it needs to do is close above 295.71 tomorrow, and you are back. And it's going to try to make a run toward the 308.55 trend line resistance. And then the secondary resistance is at 348.15. All right, so we could have a comeback on our hands in the Chipotle. Let's see what happens. If not, then you're looking at a severe leg to the downside. So those of you that are long Chipotle, you need to watch this one carefully. All right, let's see what else we got. I haven't looked at XLE in a while. Let's take a look at that one. Looking at this energy section here. All right, still severe downtrend channel, has not really stopped that channel yet. This one, in order to change momentum, needs to close above $71.16. It's not impossible, but I don't see it happening inside the Kumo cloud. You got an inside narrow range weak on this bar here, so it's still I think we're gonna have to wait till next week to see which way this one goes. It's gonna be next week, so we'll see. All right, let's see what else we got here. Talk about NAC. Let's see what NAC is looking like. Knick knack patty whack. All right, tried to fill that gap, but really didn't. I think it's gonna really give it a good try. So if not this week, then possibly next week. But if it closes above $127, then yeah, the correction is. People are gonna say, yeah, correction, the bottom's in, but not so fast, because yeah, you can regain bullish momentum, but you got this massive resistance up ahead here at the $163. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this one is an interesting to watch too, because once you close that gap, what's going to be the next play? We don't know yet. Got to watch it and wait and see. All right, what else we got here? Let's see. What are we next? Let's go to the future side of things. Let's look at the Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures getting above 10,000, gunning for that momentum line here. A close above 9,986 tomorrow opens that door wide for retracement back up to the 13,262 range for next week. So this one's looking strong right now on the Bitcoin futures. And let's see, is it going to take this along with it for the ride? GBT to the C. GBTC's looking strong as well. Broke that momentum. If it closes above $16.60 tomorrow, the door is wide open for a retracement run. Are you ready for this? A retracement run to $32.65. That is what we're looking at as a possibility for the GBTC. That will be a nice, nice, nice run. Let's see if it can do it, folks. GBTC. Looking at the BTCS. All right, BTCS right now is holding steady, bouncing off its lows as well, but it has some resistance. That $13 range is going to be hard. That's a strong resistance. All right, 13 bucks. But if it can close, all it needs to really do is close above 11 cents. If it can close above 11 cents, then that will give it the momentum it needs to make that run. So I would really like to see what this one can do. I know it's capable of doing it. It can do it. But it looks like it really does want to test the 37-cent range. Yep, folks, you heard me say it. This is a pointer here, and pointers point and lead the way. This right here is the lighthouse. We're heading back up there, folks. Hopefully, we can build momentum and close above the momentum tomorrow. That would open the door for a nice bull run next week. All right, moving down the list, let's take a look at GOD. Look at this gold. All right, so we have fireworks here. All right, what you need to do was get above your resistance. That was at the 127.97. Here you had 128.07, so you bested it, but it looked like it was a double top. Then you come back up here again. All right, so far 128.38. All right, this last one here was 128.07. If you can close above the 128.07 tomorrow, all right, that would really slam the door shut on the double top suggestion and build a lot of strength going into next week. Momentum is at 126.30. Needs to close above that, and guess what? This thing is ready to run back above 130 for next week, so it's looking good for that to happen. All right, now let's take a look at the gold futures. Gold futures right now, same thing, looking great. Needs to close above 1332.60 tomorrow, and it would open the door wide for a real big rally coming into next week, getting gold closer to that 1400 mark. So it's looking really strong there. Looking at SLV now. Closed at $15.91. $16 is a real powerful resistance right now. If it can get above that, it's sitting pretty. But technically, all it really needs to do is close above $15.84 tomorrow, and the bull door is swung wide open for a run above 16 for next week. Looking at the futures. All right. Futures right now, the momentum line is at $16.77. That's all it needs to do is close above that tomorrow, and it should be able to clear the $17 handle next week with a nice strong close above that. Yeah, I know it puts it in, deeper into the Kumo cloud, but that's what you want to see. You want to see strength building in the silver. All right, it's been a nice correction off these lows back here, and all things being considered, I think it does want to run back to at least the 1750 handle. So let's see if it can get deep into the $17 range for next week. Taking a look now at the NASDAQ 100, the mini futures. All right, needs to close above 66.63.5 tomorrow, and guess what? The bull door is still wide open for next week. Now, overhead resistance is around the 70.29.5. Market's having problems with the 7,000 range. So that's going to be the true test for next week. Can the market build momentum and close back above 7,000? Or is this rally going to be met with massive selling? All right, the market still has support underneath of it going into next week. Support is going to be at 6,002.5. That's a long way down. That's over 800, almost like 830 points or whatever. I know, but hey, that's how much of stimulus we have built into these markets. It can sustain that drop. All right. Look at this. You can come all the way back down here and still be in that bullish picture, folks. You can lose 4,000 points and still be bullish, folks. This is absolutely insane. However, for the bulls, fortunately, we got rampage coming up. That's going to take us deep into the summer. So the bull argument is still there. It's on the table. There's really not a bearish one unless the market fails here and rolls over and loses that momentum like it did here. It threatened to roll over here, but here we are. All right, moving down the list. What else we got? Let's look at some crude oil. All right, so crude oil did hit the $60 target that I had been talking about months ago. It got as high as 66.65 and has since pulled back to 61.42. Here you are. Momentum. It needs to close above 61.85 half tomorrow to open that door next week for a run back up towards 65. Failure to do so would cause the market to drop further and test the $53.99 trend line support, which is here. All right, moving down that list, let's take a look at these bonds. All right, so the bonds have just been weak. We hit a new low of 143.04. The little green shoot that you see thus far on the screen will probably set up for more selling for next week. See what happened here? We sold. I mean, it's just, wash, rinse, repeat. It's just, you're in a bear situation. What does the bonds need to do to stop it? Bonds need to close tomorrow above 146.24. Happen not gonna. Markets locked and loaded in here. Look at this. Locked and loaded, folks. We'll take a miracle to turn the tide now. Expect yields to go through the roof continually at this point and at this stage of the game. All right, looking, what else we got? Last but not least, let's look at this US dollar. People have been talking about the dollar giving up the ghost. Yeah, well, remember what I told you. All right, last week, the markets said, okay, look, I'm going to show you what I can do. It closed at 90.32. Momentum line was at 90.21. Okay, so it swung that door open for a rally so that the market could get back up toward the trend line resistance of 92. Instead, this rally was sold. The bulls lost control, and now in order to gain it back, it needs to close above 89.97.5 tomorrow. Failure to do so does open the door for more downside and a crash below 88 next week. Remember what I told you. For the Fed's plan to really work, you got to have that balancing act. You got to average it around 90. All right? Right now, they're taking that range further down. All right? Which is not good for the dollar. So basically, so far, the range that you have is 91 down to 88. All right? So top side, 91 is cool, but down to 88 is a dangerous game. Remember what I told you about 88. You don't want to see the market close below 88 because that's the danger zone, all right? All right, that's that red zone. You don't want that. From 88 to 77 is a wide range, but that's your red zone. You don't want to be floating within 88 and 77 because then people are going to start coming on air talking about, the collapse of the dollar, the loss of the dollar as the world, reserve currency, and collapse this, collapse that, and get your freeze dried food and canned food. I mean, I'm just saying, All right, that's where you're going to see. All right, so for the president to really do what he wants to do on the import export situation and trade, he's going to need to have this dollar not drop below that 88 handle. And really, 88 is the floor, like I was telling you. All right, he should have kept it around 89, but really he needs it around 90. 90 is what he really needs it at because that's a strong dollar. You know, it's strong enough. But once you drop below 88, man, you're done. I mean, look at your competitors. The euro's at 125. The pound is at 141. You know what I'm saying? The Aussie is at 79. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be there. You can't be there. You cannot be there. So anyhow, that's pretty much all I got for now, folks. Remember, the 7-day free trial is still on at postwavetrading.com. Come learn how to trade with the AI, learn how to read these algorithms, understand what the market is doing, understand what the Fed and central banks are doing, and the quote unquote smart money. You know, Warren Buffett just put a whole boatload of money in addition to what he already has in Apple. All right, Berkshire Hathaway is betting big. All right, you're going to continue to see this as volatility remains as the Fed unwinds their balance sheet. Big boys like Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett are going to come in and buy these pullbacks, buy the stocks on the cheap. That's what they're doing, folks. So you know what's coming. All right. So with that being said, remember bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.